Welcome back to another episode of American Hometown, the Quarantine Edition. My name's Zach Wilson. I'm your host. Before we kick things off, I want to make sure that everybody remembers to go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell icon on the side so that way you can make sure that you get our updates. You'll be able to see that in the future when we are able to get out of our houses, out of this quarantine, you'll be able to see when we do the real episodes and not the ones from our homes. Today's guest, Keith Lewis of TUPPS Brewery. Say hi, Keith.
How are you?
All right. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for participating in this little experiment.
Sure.
We're just going to go with it and see how it works out. For those that are just now joining, you've never heard of American Hometown. That's because it's a new series that we just started filming in early March, and then the whole world turned upside down and we had to stop. What we wanted to do was to show that there's more to this area than cowboys, oil fields, and barbecue. After we started shooting and then we had to stop, instead of just sitting around thinking, what do we do next? The idea, it was inspired by Mike Rowe, using Zoom, using Skype or whatever, and made me think, why not? Why can't I? So I gave the good people at TUPPS Brewery an email and asked them if they'd want to participate, and they said, count us in. So without further ado, Keith Lewis of TUPPS Brewery, take it away. Tell us what's going on.
Well, yeah, it is really interesting times. Probably, I guess 3 weeks ago, we were pretty much, notified that, these businesses are going to be closing and that bars and pubs and restaurants, gathering places were going to go down. And with no ability to sell draft beer, all of our businesses and all the breweries, the craft breweries, had to pivot big time. We were a little bit fortunate in that even though we have a very vibrant tap room and we get lots of people out there, lots of music, lots of food, lots of, great times, that all went away within, an instant. But we do sell quite a bit of beer in packaged goods, which goes to grocery, bottle shops, so, and the good news about that is that that's increased because here we all sit. We all sit at home. Well, what are you going to do?
Right.
Watching TV, you're glued to your TikTok, and you're drinking cold beer. So that's been a saving grace for us, which we're really appreciative of. The other thing that's interesting is that we were lucky in that breweries, actually in the state of Texas, are considered essential businesses. We make a consumer product, and people want it. So the governor basically said these breweries can stay open, but you can't have people in the brewery. So we are now in a situation where we can do curbside delivery, which has been absolutely unbelievable. I cannot believe how many people will drive up to the brewery and pick up beer. They order online, they pay for it online, they drive up, show us their driver's license, we put it in their trunk, and they leave. So that's been really, really good for us. And then, probably going to be in this for another 2, 3, 4 weeks, and we'll just keep keeping on.
See, I'm from New Orleans originally, and the idea of to-go beer is not a new thing. But here in Texas, it's a little unique.
Well, it kind of goes back to last September, in the last legislative cycle. With a lot of hard work and finesse and luck, we were able to sell beer to go within our breweries.
Okay.
So when that beer to go passed, it was great. Before that, all we could do was sell pints of beer for consumption on premise. So you couldn't take it with you. But when that law passed, we actually set up a retail store in the brewery. So people have been getting used to it, and they're, coming in and buying a t-shirt and a hat, having a couple pints, and then taking a case of beer home with them, which has been great. But when the environment changes and you can't come into the brewery and hang out, it was like we were wondering how much business would we continue to do on beer to go, and it's probably increased 5 times. So it's been great, and we just tried to make it a real easy process. A kind of a no-touch process. We just got people that basically bring beer out and put it in your car because you can order it all online. So
Okay.
worked great. Great.
You guys have the Help Now Variety 12 pack.
Right.
There's something special behind that. So I want you to tell everybody about what that is, what that's all
Yeah,
about.
actually have one as a prop.
Oh,
So,
yeah. All right.
so here's what the product looks like. And as you can see, the cross on it is very telling of what it's all about. So this product basically has, at a minimum of 2 beers in here. We have our juice pack, which is the hazy pale ale, and then we have National Standard, which is light, easy drinking American ale. But the real purpose of this product is that when a consumer buys this, $2 of every 6 or every 12 pack actually goes to the American Red Cross.
Awesome.
So the interesting part about the environment we're in is that we're all hunkered down at home, and people still need things like food, medical supplies, and blood, believe it or not. So
Yeah.
people aren't really thinking about running out and giving blood in this environment, and that's a critical lifeline. Obviously, we can't do much to give blood or medical supplies, but what we could
Sure.
do is to come up with a vehicle to where consumers could actually help contribute via purchasing a product, and then the money goes back to the Red Cross, which they can use now and they can use in the future, which they will definitely need once we all come out of this.
That's awesome. I think it's going to be a great help. Now, on a lighter note, what's on the horizon for TUPPS?
Well, we're actually taking a little bit of this time, giving everybody a break where they can stay home for a bit. But what we're doing now is that we are going into the tap room and we are completely redoing it. Getting things all set up for the big rush when everybody kind of comes out of their caves and are back drinking.
Yeah.
So it'll be a nice new environment when everybody does come back. We also have an interesting thing that we're working on is we're working on a new location.
Oh,
So that should be very, very significant for us. We are completely out of space where we are. I would have never thought that 5 years ago we would outgrow a 15,000 square foot building.
that's a
So
nice problem to have, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. So this actually has given us an opportunity to kind of refocus on the future, and so we're putting a lot of very detailed plans together, and we should have something in the next few months to announce about that. But that's a good vehicle that we've got going on. And then the other thing I think that's significant is we're going to be jumping into the seltzer craze.
Oh,
So
okay.
the hard seltzer, it's a big deal. It's especially a very big deal here in Texas because it's very hot. Everybody's going to the lake and golf courses and sitting by their pool, and so we are going through this time as well to refine flavors, refine manufacturing processes, work on branding, work on packaging. And our plan is in the next 2 to 3 months to have a complete line of hard seltzer. So we got a lot on our plate, and this has kind of been an opportunity for us to spend some time working on those things.
That's great.
My wife keeps telling me, she says, I don't think we're supposed to be productive all the time. so, so, we're going to take a little bit of time for ourselves, but yeah, we're working on a lot of really exciting things.
Let's take a minute and just kind of talk about your product line because I know you guys have a lot of really delicious flavors, a lot of unique flavors, and your product comes in cans.
Correct. Right.
Any bottles or anything like that? Just
No, we made the decision, probably year and a half, 2 years into it, that when we got into packaged goods, it was a clear choice. And do we do bottles? Do we do cans? And back then it was kind of a 50-50 proposition. But now after 5 years, cans is where it's at. Everybody is migrating to cans, and I'm so glad we did not buy a bottling line. So that when you go to other breweries that have both, the canning lines are running like crazy, and the bottle lines are very either mothballed or they are not running as hard. So I think we made the right decision there, and the cans have been really great for us because it's enabled us to get into the grocery stores, which is where a lot of us buy our beer.
Do you find that's more of a consumer choice?
Yeah, it's definitely a consumer choice. Now, it's like, why do consumers want cans? And I think that the education has been there that it's actually the best vessel. It protects the beer because there's a few things that are very bad for beer. One is light. You don't want light to touch your beer, and so it has a condition called light struck, gives it a skunky flavor.
Mhm.
So you want to stay away from anything, and obviously bottles, even though most of them are brown, it still lets some light in. The other thing is the seal. A cap is very inefficient. Sometimes they can even rust and get moisture underneath there, and they can leak. So a can is very tight and sealed up, properly. And then recyclability of all the cans. People usually crunch them and then save them and recycle them. So I think everybody gets that, and that's kind of the driving force. Also, when you want to go to a golf course, you want to go to a swimming pool, where they don't let glass out there, obviously a
Right.
can is the right way.
Yeah, I know all of these products are probably your babies, but I'm gonna make you do a little Sophie's Choice. What's your favorite one?
Well, I'm kind of a traditionalist where I love our IPA. It's just a good, clean, crisp IPA, and it's very consistent. It's been with us from the beginning. I think we've enhanced it over time, but it's a good choice. However, one thing that's very different about TUPPS is that we do all sorts of weird stuff. We actually have one series, which is it's called a double dry hop. It's called DDH, and that beer every month is different.
Okay.
So every month is a different series, and we're up to series 20 now. And so when you go buy that beer, it has a different profile that's in it. You can read and study it on the cans, and you can see which one you like. There's a battle back and forth. Well, I like 2, I like 7, 19 was great. But the point is that everybody's looking for the next new thing that comes out. And then we have a product which, when you come out, you'll have to try this one. It's called Full Grown Man. It's an imperial stout, and it is a 12% alcohol beer, really thick and chewy and luscious. And we also trick that beer up, and we'll do barrel aging of that beer. We'll put coffee, chocolate, coconut. So we have a whole variant of that product. So when you come to the brewery, or when you go to your local bar, when they say what's new, when you say what's new, usually they go to TUPPS and say, have you tried this? So
Okay. All right. Well, that sounds like my kind of beer because I'm a beer drinker and I love a good strong beer. I don't know. We kind of cut out a little bit. I don't know if you got a chance to tell us about the one that you make with graham crackers. I saw that you make one with graham crackers. I love graham crackers, so that one caught my attention.
yeah. Well, what's interesting is we have a line of our products, which is it's in a series called Pastry Chef. So it's more of a kind of a baking theme. So one of the common elements, in in crust is graham crackers. So we got a lot of eyes on us when we were at Costco buying cases of graham crackers to grind them all up and to put them into the brewing process. So yeah, if you think graham crackers are weird and you'd like to try that, that's just the beginning. I mean, we'll do peppers and coffees and all sorts of weird stuff. And I mean, it's all about just experimenting and trying to get really good flavors to come together.
You guys have such a variety, and I can't wait to get out there and see what you guys are doing. The plan was for us to do, after we did the tour and got to talk to you and some of the other folks out there, the plan was to have the opportunity to do a little tasting. So I'm not going to let it stop us, because even though we're doing this virtually, so I ran out and I got
There we go.
myself, a little juice pack here, and I don't know if you've got your favorite beer, but I'm going to go ahead and just,
Have at it.
yeah. Well, I'm not going anywhere today, and I don't think that there's any rule against Zooming and drinking.
No, no.
Um, of course, there's somebody going to be out there that's going to see this and say, "Oh, wait, challenge accepted. Let me see how I can mess Zoom up by drinking." But here's to you. Here's to all the great things that you guys are doing out there.
Cheers.
Down the hatch.
Cheers.
Right on. Everybody go out and go pick up a juice pack. Better yet, go out and get the Help Now Variety 12-pack because it's included in there. You're not only helping out a small business like TUPPS Brewery, but you're also donating to the Red Cross, which I think is an awesome idea. Is there anything that you need as far as help, or is just people coming out and doing their orders? Is that the kind of help that you need right now?
Yeah, I think one of the key points is that certain breweries have different business models, and what I'd like everybody to kind of understand and get is that we want you to come out to TUPPS. We want you to do your curbside pickup, and we love that. But if you think about other breweries that are in this market, I'll give you an example. A great brewery in Dallas, Peticolas. Okay. Peticolas does not have packaged goods in grocery stores. So all they do is sell kegs. So all of that business that go to bars, pubs, restaurants is gone. And all of the tap room, they have a great tap room there, and all the tap room business is gone. So they are doing curbside business, but that's all they have. So definitely support the breweries that you know are in that same boat. So support Michael, go down there and buy his beer and keep all these guys alive. I think we're fortunate in that we do have a lot of distribution at Market Street and Kroger and Walmart. Yeah. But some people don't have that luxury now. So definitely go support people like that. And Michael will have a beer with you, I'm sure.
All right. That's awesome. Real quick, how do people get a hold of you? How do people place their orders online, and if there's a phone number?
Yeah, if you just go to tuppsbrewery.com, that's the best way, and you'll see a little drop-down icon which says beer to go, and the whole menu is on there, and you just kind of click through and you put your order in, put your credit card in, and then when you pick it up, that's when you're charged, and you don't have to get out of your car. I think on the drop-down it says just pull up and honk.
Okay.
And we come running out. So.
All right. And also, while you're on the website, there's some swag, some hats and other things too that you can buy.
Yep. All that stuff is on the website. You can click there, and Nicole, who's the girl who runs our whole tap room thing, every day she comes up with specials and deals, and so we're trying to keep it really fresh there as well. So there'll be TUPPS swag hats that you'll be able to get, and we'll have discounts on those. And so when you follow us on Facebook, you're gonna get bugged every once in a while about the stuff we have going on, but that keeps it fresh and lets you know when the deals are going down.
Yeah. Well, thank you once again. Thank you, Keith, for coming out and coming online and doing this little experiment with me. To everyone out there, just want to remind you, please support your local business, support businesses like TUPPS, and the ones that are in your community. These are your neighbors. These are just people like you and me that are just trying to make it through. Anything else that you want to add?
No, just stay home, be safe, and drink beer.
I couldn't have said it better. Everybody, please remember to subscribe to us and hit that little bell so you get our updates, and we will see you next time. Thank you.
Cheers.